What's up, guys? It's Jeramie with JeramieLu Photography. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I get asked a lot of questions on Lightroom, my editing, the process that I do with everything, and one of the biggest questions that I ask a lot of photographers is when we're kind of having a chat back and forth is, hey, when you batch edit, are you batch editing a whole bunch or a few, or what are you batch editing? And honestly, a lot of times they comment and go, I have no idea what batch editing means. I don't know what you're talking about. How can batch editing work for me? And guys, batch editing is probably the biggest time saver for me on getting out my proofs and even editing as well, but just kind of starting out the gallery. So I'm going to show you guys how to batch edit right now. What's going on, guys? Thank you again so much for tuning in. Again, my name's Jeramie. I own JeramieLu Photography. Welcome to the channel. If you guys are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If this video helps you in any way, give it a thumbs up. And of course, click that bell for notifications. Guys, I apologize. My speech is going to be a little slurred right now. I have some spacers in my teeth. I'm in the process of getting adult braces next week. So with that being said, I may slur my words. I may something. It just feels like something's in your mouth, like you're eating, and it's not cool. So a big thing that I always ask people, and one of the things that really helps me as a photographer, especially Lightroom, because I love Lightroom, and if you guys are into these type of videos, let me know in the comments below. I'm happy to do more and more for you guys. But these are just little tips and tricks that I felt like everybody knows, but really they don't. So batch editing, guys, what batch editing is, it's you're taking the settings you do from one image and you're applying it to a whole bunch of settings. So we're looking right here, and I actually batch edited these for my employee of the month picture that I did. And if you look at them, if you look at the images here, guys, that's Jamie right there. I'm trying to show him personal images, so these are mine. But if you guys look at all these images from here to here to here to here, basically all the settings are the same. And that makes it for a very uniform image. So let's say you're shooting a wedding, an engagement session, a portrait session, a boudoir, and you want to have a certain edit or a certain classification to that set. Well, instead of going through each image and let's say up your exposure one, up, down your contrast one, instead of doing that per image, you guys can actually do it to the first image, apply it to all, and then go in and do your detail edits. If you're applying presets the same way, guys, instead of clicking each image and then applying a preset to them, it just won't work, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys a few images here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few of these images. Let's just take, let's get where my lighting was set up here, and I'll tell you guys why we need that. I'm going to take 8 images here, and all we're going to do is we're going to create a new collection. And so basically, it's on my hard drive right now. I'm trying to show you with my hands, even though you can't see it. It's on my hard drive right now. I'm just going to take these images and create a collection out of these. And we're going to call these batch edit testing. And we're just going to create that. It's going to include the images in it. So now in this gallery, guys, I still have these 8 images in here. The images are still locked in somewhere else. So I can create another gallery. You can see they're still selected in here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys how I edit these within 4 seconds, 3 seconds if I want to, okay? So basically how you would edit before, how a lot of people edit that are new to Lightroom, maybe don't understand Lightroom too much, is they would just go into their develop screen here. A picture of my little baby boy Jetson will come up. This was taken a couple days ago, or yesterday actually. All we would do on this is you have a couple things that you can do, guys. You can actually go in and start adjusting all your little things here. So let's say we want to up or lower our exposure, up and down our contrast, right? And say you get something really nifty and you're like, dude, I love this edit. So I'm just going to play with this a little bit here to show you guys. You love this edit, and instead of having to remember everything you did, I'm going to go a little extreme here so you guys see the difference. Instead of having to remember everything that you did, you can now apply it to everything. Now, most of you guys probably see this copy right here, so you understand this copy. Now, what happens is I can then take, let's do this. Let's do white vignetting. Oh, yes. Bring it back to the 90s, boys. So what we can do here is you have a couple ways to apply it to everything, right? This is going to be the longer way, but it's totally doable. Copy. And if you guys look in the copy settings here, it shows you everything that it wants you to copy. So basically you have your treatment profile, your white balance, your basic tone. And if you guys don't know what those are, it's all, I got to get out to show you guys. It's all right up here, right? So these are everything that it's asking you, what do you want me to copy for you? So treatment, white balance, basic tone, all the exposure contrast. You can click these on and off. And I'll show you guys what those do in a second. But basically, these are everything I select. I don't do any spot removals. That's for like acne, anything I want to take out, because every image is a little bit different. So if you move a little bit and you're trying to do the same spot removal as the image before, it's just not going to work. It's just going to look weird because it's going to pull from a different part of the image. So I turn that off, and I turn off my cropping because I don't want to crop every image the same way. Same thing again, one image you'll crop differently than the other. Doesn't work. Okay, so you can definitely copy this, and then what happens is you go to the next image, and all you got to do is paste. You guys copy, paste, boom, done, right? We're going to reset this. We're going to reset this again. Now, before we get into batch editing, guys, I want to tell you something. This is what I tell a lot of my mentees when I'm going through things with them. When I shoot, I basically will find the settings that I want, and I will not change them at all for any reason unless I move my subject or unless the light changes drastically. And the reason I do that is the more that you fidget around with your camera, so say that I'm shooting this setting, if you guys look here, my settings right here are 1/250th of a second at f2.0 ISO 1000. I'm looking, when I was shooting it, it felt a little bright. This felt a little hot to me, but instead of me adjusting it then, I know that I'm just going to do it in editing. But if you guys look at these, I haven't changed my settings at all. And what that does is it creates a consistent light from all 8 of these images. So when I go to edit the first one, I know that if I apply it to all of them, it's going to be the same looking photo. Whereas if I were to do this, I'm like, oh, it's too hot. This image, let's play with the shutter a little bit. Let's play with my f-stop a little bit. Let's play with my ISO a little bit. Then each of these images is going to be edited just a little bit differently, and so I have to then go in and then just tweak each image as I go, which if you're doing a wedding and you're trying to batch edit 1,000, or maybe you're just trying to batch edit headshots for an actor, but you need to have like 200 for them to see and you need it tonight, well, you're, instead of spending 2 seconds per image, which can add, you can literally spend 1 second and do the whole thing and be done with it. I always take a second look anyways, but that's what I do. So let's agree that these images are same light, nothing's changed, and they are. I mean, nothing's really changed. So anything that I do to the first image theoretically should work for all the images on the side, right? So I'm going to use one of my presets that I do all the time. It's not my film edit. I call it J-Style, OG Style Film. Why did I put style in there twice? That's weird. And basically it comes out just like this. So then I'm going to tweak it a little bit here, guys. I'm just going to play with my colors just a little to get my little jetty here nice and cool and relaxed. Just something fun. I take about 100 pictures of my kids every single day. I have something to edit every single day, and we just kind of make it nice and neat for them so that they have images for the rest of their lives. So you guys can't see this, but I'm using palette gear down here just to do my edits. I can just basically put my hands anywhere, and it swides and slipes. Swides and slipes. All right, so this looks pretty chill to me. This looks cool. I don't know what your screen looks like. My monitor is calibrated. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, well, you are. Don't judge on the way that it looks. So basically, here's how batch editing works, guys. You have the first image, and all you're going to do, let me make this a little bit bigger for y'all. All you're going to do is you're going to take whatever image you want. So if you just want to make these 3 images, boom. So it has to be in an order. And if you need to change the order, you can always change the order itself by putting it in a numerical order, by naming it or something. I just do it by date that I shot because that's how I shoot, right? I keep everything consistent. So we have the first edit that I want. This one's edited, and then you're going to select all of them. Boom. And all I'm going to do from here, so what this is saying is that this one's going to take the edits and it's going to apply it to all of these. I'm going to hit this word sync here. And that same screen comes up. The copy and paste screen comes up. It's called synchronized settings up here. But basically, I get to select everything that I want. And it's the same selections that I had before. What I am not selecting, guys, my local brushes. I'm not doing the brushes. That's where you can brush in parts of the skin, parts of the background, or anything that's detailed within that image. I'm not shooting this on a tripod at all. So I'm moving just a little bit every time. So I don't anticipate me being able to brush maybe something on the skin to make it smoother and then apply to the next image. It's just not going to happen. I do not do spot removal, and I do not do crop, straightening, aspect, or ratio. If you guys don't use stuff a lot like lens correction, I never use that, but I keep it on because I figure if I'm adjusting one image within a shoot, I'm going to adjust it all. But it's so easy just to pop this baby and say, don't do that. I'm going to hit the word synchronize. I want you guys to watch the bottom of the screen here. Actually, let me cancel this real quick. I'm going to make this bigger. I apologize. This is YouTube. I'm using a wide screen. I get it, guys. I get it. So I'm going to synchronize. And what's going to happen is if I go into library here, let's go into this. It'll take a second to think. But now every image it has the exact same edits. They all look the exact same. And just to prove it to y'all, what we're going to do is we're just going to go here and we're going to show you the original. No, let me go into my develop screen here. We're going to show you the original, and this is the edit. Original edit. It's the exact same edit. Guys, that's how you batch edit. Super simple. Now, of course, you only do it for the first image and the image that you want to end at. So say you get to here and the lighting's changed. You basically just do it again, tweak it a little bit, and then extend it to as far as you need to go. Now, imagine if you did 500 shots in the studio where you didn't change your lighting, you didn't change anything, and it's all the same. You basically do your same like black and white edit. You can actually batch edit the whole thing. A batch edit is a cheat for you guys. It's built in there so that you can have a consistent photo basis. So maybe it's a style that you're trying to do, a film edit, a muddy edit. You're trying to put your presets on, but you guys please go back, select the images that you're going to keep, and then go in and tweak those just a little bit more with your editing, of your retouching. We can do a totally different video on that, but don't just do this and expect it to be done. As we look here, I see some stuff on the skin that I want to play with and edit, but that's a whole different video. So the question now is, you now want to just go in, you've done your preset and you just realized you messed up on one thing, right? Oh my God, I just totally forgot that I wanted a white vignette on this. So here's what you do. You say you want a regular vignette on these two, but you want a white vignette and the rest on these, but you totally forgot. Well, you don't want to have to re-edit that whole thing and then resync it. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to go into this photo and we're just going to white vignette it. And then we're going to select the images again like we did before. We're going to go to sync, and the only thing we're going to keep selected, guys, is going to be our vignette. Boom, boom. So we're not going to change these anymore. We're just going to keep the white vignette set, and this will allow it to just sync what you want. So I'm going to unselect everything. You don't have to do that, but like post-crop vignetting. Oh, yeah, that's fine. We'll leave that. It just shows you your calibration at the end. And I'm going to sync. So what this means is that it only took the edit, the change that I did in the vignetting, not any color, not anything, and just applied it to that. So if you are shooting on a tripod and you're shooting like a bottle or a glass, something that didn't move, nothing moved at all, and there's like a spot from your lens, a couple different dirty spots, you can actually take your brush here and you can actually like do this, right? Let's make it bigger so you guys can see. And you can actually just take that and let's just apply it to like, let's just apply it to these three images, because you're like, oh my God, I have dust in my sensor and I got to take it out. We go to sync again, and the only thing that we are going to do is a spot removal. Boom. So the only thing that has changed within these three images are the exact, so see how it looks different, but it pulled from the same exact spot. It only works with things on tripod, things that are the same. What do you guys think? Comment below. This video went way longer than I thought, but it's kind of explaining the process. I am going to make sure that none of these edits stay the same, and that's good to go with me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. If you have any questions, please comment below. I'd love to chat with you guys a little bit more. If you do like these videos, let me know, and we'll do some more. Have a good day. We'll talk to you later. Adios. Adios, burrito.